With NFL free agency, there's always talk about compensatory picks, comp picks in next year's draft. After you lose some free agents, you sign some free agents. Oh, how does this affect compensatory picks? So we want to run through how the Vikings are doing this free agency and how it's going to affect comp picks in 2023. Now, the Vikings didn't get any for the 2022 NFL draft. It is what it is, but wanted to run through what the free agent version of compensatory picks. So we're not talking about minority coaches and executive hiring comp picks. So just strictly the free agent ones. We'll talk about that today. Started in 1994 to compensate teams who net lost players in free agency. 32 total picks awarded, rounds 3 through 7. They're always tacked on to the back end. Tradable since 2017, and it's a proprietary formula, except sites like Over the Cap have done a really good job of reverse engineering, so they're pretty accurate. Also, various factors determine the value of the pick. Is it a third, a fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, etc.? So contract is the big one, but then in season next year, things like playing time, Pro Bowls, team success does factor in as well. And towards the end of Spielman's tenure here with the Vikings, he did really start hammering in on getting compensatory picks, as well as teams like the Ravens and Eric DaCosta, teams like Patriots and Belichick, except for the last couple of years. They've generally played with the compensatory pick formula. They let guys go off of contracts. They didn't sign guys of expiring contracts, etc. So things that factor in: open market free agents with expiring contracts. Now, it does not count if you cut a player, so you don't get some nice for that, or if you sign a player who's been cut. So the Vikings signed J.C. Tretter, who was cut by the Browns. Doesn't hurt him. Also, Anthony Barr doesn't count because he technically was cut because of his voided contract, so whatever there. Now, guys who do count: Everson Griffin, if he signed somewhere else, that counts in free agency. Chris Herndon, Patrick Peterson, since he was on a one-year deal. Sheldon Richardson, same thing. D.D. Westbrook. If those guys sign elsewhere, the Vikings could be in line for a compensatory pick. Nice. It also does not count against you if you re-sign some of your own. So where the Vikings stand right meow. They're currently projected, this is from Over the Cap, for 2 6th-round picks. Yeah, I'm getting it. Where you had Gronklin and Harrison Phillips. So Gronklin signed a 3-year, $21 million deal, $7 million average with the Jets. The Vikings signed Harrison Smith for $6.5 million per, so they cancel each other out. And then you look at Xavier Woods and Mason Cole. They're each getting 3 years, $15.75 million deals with their respective teams. So the Vikings are projected there. And then guys like Johnny Munt, who signed a 1 year, nothing guaranteed deal. Guys like Austin Schlabman don't count in there either. So now the Vikings are sitting relatively good in terms of comp picks, where they didn't get any in the 2022 draft because of how active they were in free agency. So let's actually go over that. All right, so the Vikings 2022, they lost Anthony Harris, they lost Eric Wilson, but it was offset by signing of Diesel Dalvin Tomlinson, Xavier Woods, Nick Candlelight Vigil, as well as Patrick Peterson. Julio Johnson did not count. So the Vikings were SOL in terms of comp picks last year. Actually, let's go back to 2021. We're going back to 2021. All right, so the Vikings did get some compensatory pick, nice for last year's draft. So Trey Waynes, yeah, you remember Trey Waynes? Sorry, Super Bowl participant Trey Waynes, even though he didn't play. $14 million, 3-year deal with Cincinnati. They lost Weatherly to Carolina. They signed Michael Pierce, and then they also lost Mac Alexander Sendejo and J-Ron Kerr. So the Vikings were in line for some nice there. But overall, heading into next year, the Vikings are, as of right now, looking at a couple of 6. Now, this could increase, like we said, if Chris Herndon signs somewhere, if Patrick Peterson signs somewhere for decent money. Sheldon, I think, could get some coin on the open market. We'll see. But, of course, this completely goes away. Like, say the Vikings signed Jadeveon Clowney, who had an expiring contract with the Browns. Then that would count. But remember, like we said, players who were cut do not count into this formula. So they could sign a J.C. Tretter. They could get after it there. So we'll see what happens. But that's where they stand right meow in terms of compensatory picks. Vikings in line for 2 6. Let us know your thoughts on our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work, put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.